Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into Microsoft's absolutely mind-blowing AI-fueled financial results. They just closed out a record-breaking year, and the real story behind all those big numbers, it's all about one thing: a huge, massive bet on artificial intelligence. So, let's get into it. This quote from CEO Satya Nadella really sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. He's not just talking about, a new feature or a new product. He sees AI as this fundamental force that's going to transform everything. And honestly, if you keep that big idea in your head, all the numbers and decisions we're going to look at start to make perfect sense.
So how did that big vision actually play out in the real world? Well, Microsoft just wrapped up a fiscal year that was frankly historic, and it was pretty much all driven by this huge bet on AI.
All right, let's pop the hood and get right into the numbers. We're going to see exactly where all this incredible growth is coming from. This is basically the engine room of the company.
Okay, so the headline number, it's just staggering. We're talking over $281 billion in revenue for the year. And get this, that's a full 15% jump from last year. For a company this huge, that kind of leap is just massive.
So where's all that cash coming from? Well, you can see here that productivity, think Office 365, is still the biggest piece of the pie. But the real story, the thing everyone's watching, is the intelligent cloud. That's where Azure and all their core AI services live. And it's a monster, a nearly $107 billion business that's just growing at an insane pace.
And that momentum, it doesn't just stop at revenue. It goes all the way down to the bottom line. We're not just talking about sales, we're talking about pure profit. It jumped from $88 billion to over $101 billion. So the big takeaway here? Microsoft's AI strategy isn't just about cool tech or driving sales. It is incredibly, incredibly profitable.
Okay, so we see the numbers, but how are they actually doing it? Let's go a layer deeper and look at the actual tech stack that's making all of this possible.
Satya Nadella himself likes to break their whole AI strategy down into 3 simple layers. It all starts at the bottom, right? The foundation. That's their global network of data centers, what we all know as Azure. Then, sitting on top of that, you've got the brains, their AI foundry, where they build and run all the models. And then at the very top, you have the tools that you and I actually use, the Copilot applications and agents. And that foundational layer, that first step, it's just exploding. Azure and their other cloud services grew by an incredible 39% in the last quarter alone. You have to understand, this is the bedrock of their entire AI play, and when it grows that fast, it just turbocharges everything else on top of it.
The sheer scale of this operation it's kind of hard to even comprehend. We're talking over 400 data centers spread across 70 regions. They said it themselves on their earnings call. That is more than any other cloud provider on the entire planet. That gives them this huge physical footprint, a massive advantage in this global AI race.
Okay, so the tech is super impressive, the numbers are huge, but what does it actually do? What does it mean for real people and for actual businesses? Let's zoom out a bit and look at some real-world examples of this AI transformation happening right now.
So let's take a company like Assembly Software. They work in legal tech, an industry that's, let's be honest, traditionally been buried in paperwork and slow processes. Well, they're using Microsoft's AI tools to completely automate and rethink how law firms get their work done. And the results? They aren't just small improvements. They are totally transformative. Think about this for a second. Law firms are saving up to 25 hours of work per case. A document that used to take 40 hours to draft now takes just minutes. That's not just an efficiency gain, that's a revolution in how that job is done.
And it's not just about for-profit companies either. The nonprofit Make-A-Wish, they're using these exact same cloud and AI tools. For them, it's about unifying all their data and boosting their productivity so they can be more effective at their amazing mission of granting wishes to kids.
But this quote, this one really brings the human impact home for me. It's from a physician at Mercy Health. After using an AI Copilot to help cut down on all the administrative busywork, they called it the best thing to happen to my practice in 10 years. It just goes to show this tech is freeing up skilled professionals to focus on the things that actually matter.
Okay, so all of this phenomenal success brings us to the really big question, right? The high-stakes question that everyone from Wall Street to Silicon Valley is asking right now.
After a year of numbers this big, this astronomical, Can it possibly continue? Is it even possible for Microsoft to keep up this pace, or have they basically hit the top?
Well, according to Microsoft's own official forecast, the answer is a pretty confident yes. They are projecting another year of double-digit revenue growth. That's a huge signal that they have zero intention of slowing down.
But, and this is a big but, building this AI-powered future is not cheap. It costs an almost unbelievable amount of money to stay on the bleeding edge.
Just get a load of this number. They are planning to spend over $30 billion on capital expenditures in a single quarter. That's the mind-boggling cost of building out the data centers and buying all the high-end chips they need to meet the absolutely crushing demand for AI.
And that right there, that highlights the monumental gamble that's at the very heart of their strategy. They are spending these billions and billions of dollars because, frankly, they have to. The competition is breathing down their neck, and there's this enormous risk that if they don't innovate fast enough, these massive investments just won't pay off like they're hoping.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought. What we are watching right now in real time is one single company pouring almost unprecedented resources into building the foundational layer, the digital bedrock, that could literally end up powering the next generation of business and innovation for the entire world. So the question isn't really if AI will change everything anymore. The real question is, who's building the foundation